Hey, y'all. Hey, it's Kimberly Robinson Alexander, Executive Director for B-InPowerD. I am out in beautiful Utah. You can see the scenery behind me, the mountains, the sky. It is gorgeous. Um, I'm supposed to be resting, but I felt compelled to do this pop up live and to, shed some light and take a moment to discuss Robert F. Kennedy's comments about the autistic population. It both angers and saddens me that we are still in this place where we are combating such ignorance. Um, he made several comments. I wrote a couple of them down. He blamed vaccines, which has been disproven. He said that autism destroys families, which we as individuals who are parents of those who are on the spectrum know that that is not the case. For many of us, it has brought us closer. It has built a camaraderie between siblings and parents and families on a whole to make sure that we are supporting our autistic children in the way that they need to be supported. It has brought out extended families and families who have children who are autistic in them are still regular families. I think that it is fair to say that each family in its lifetime will experience some trials and tribulations, but to call out and to make that kind of statement is so disheartening, and it's really hurtful. He said things like, autistic people will never date. That is vehemently not true. They won't play baseball, or, I'm assuming that he was insinuating any other sports. Um, that's not true either. There are three levels um, that are currently used for the autistic population: level one, two, and three, with three being the most severe and requiring assistance. We know that. We know that there are autistic individuals out there who do need help, but that's not the case for everybody. Autism is a spectrum for a reason, and for those who support his claim, I wanted to give a few definitions. A spectrum is a range of a particular type of thing, a wide range, positioned on a scale between two extreme or opposite points. So if you think of a bell curve, there are people who are in the center, that are on the far right, and people who are on the far left. That lets us know that as a spectrum, that people with autism, people who are autistic, um, land in a lot of different places. And when you meet one autistic person, you've met one autistic person. You cannot lump everybody into the same bucket. You have literally met one autistic person. It has been shown that yes, there can be environmental factors, there can be genetic factors. Low birth weight is another indicator, or potentially a cause of autism. There is, if you have a sibling who is autistic, genetic conditions like Fragile X, Rett, and Down syndrome are also indicators. Very low birth rate, as I stated. There have been some genetic components that have been found, but there is not one single cause that has been identified. There have been things that have been disproven, like vaccines, but there has not been one single cause that has been identified to cause autism in children. And so I caution everyone, all of us, to be careful how and what it is that we speak, what it is that we listen to, and how we verify information. The true definition of autism is a neurodevelopmental condition of variable severity with lifelong effects that can be recognized from early childhood, chiefly characterized by difficulties with social interactions and communication, and by restricted or repetitive patterns of thought and behavior. So that is the official definition of autism. And, you know, do the research. I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to drop a couple of statistics as well. 30 to 70% of individuals who are diagnosed with autism, they are diagnosed with level one autism, which is what many might consider high functioning. Um, those individuals hold jobs, pay taxes, get married, have children, um, do very well in our community. So well that many of them went lifetimes without being diagnosed. And that is because present day we have such much better criteria, much better resources, and a better understanding of what an autism spectrum disorder is. So we have an ability to diagnose, more concretely, diagnose earlier in life, diagnose those who are in adulthood who had not previously been diagnosed. And that's happening with a lot of people who want to know why they were a little bit different or understand themselves better. So it is it's just better medical care, better medical knowledge, better information, and better testing. Also, want to point out that 1/3 of adults with autism are employed, and many would say that 1/3 is not a large number. And that leads me to the last thing that I want to talk about. One of the things that those with intellectual disabilities, those with autism, those who require help, the deaf, the mute, the blind, they get something in this country called vocational services. Those vocational services are a means to help individuals that have a deficit like autism gain employment, gain independence, be able to move about in our community, be contributing members to our community in the ways that they want to be, in the ways that they would love, um, so that they are part of the more typical society. Um, and one of the huge issues with vocational services, like many other services that are from governmental agencies, is that they're not always available. And they're sometimes very long waiting lists. And sometimes the smallest criteria can keep you from qualifying. And though it's a federal program, it is governed by individual states. So each state has an opportunity to develop its own criteria. If we did a better job of providing the federal dollars, the state dollars for vocational services, we would really do a better job of getting that 1/3 higher. And I'm sure that if we looked at those who have other disabilities that require vocational assistance, we would probably see a lot of the same things. And so I want to read this to you guys so that you have an understanding of what it is that I'm saying and what it is that is happening. This is from the Department of Rehabilitation. When the department does not have enough funds to serve all applicants who are deemed eligible for our services, the federal government requires that we use an order of selection process. DOR must serve people with the most significant disabilities first. That means that the Department of Rehabilitation is servicing individuals who would be considered level 3 on the autism spectrum, those individuals who are most severely affected by an autism spectrum disorder and need the most help possible. That is leaving those that are in category one without the help that they need. It is leaving them who are capable of learning employment and vocational skills without the services and without the help that they need in order to be tax paying individuals, as Robert F. Kennedy said. Um, those individuals who live on their own and don't need as much support from their families and their parents, those individuals who go on to get married and have children, they have the opportunity to be successful in those realms, but the order of operations, so to speak, of our governmental agencies is one of the reasons why they're precluded from those activities. It goes on to say, placing you in a priority category provides a fair way to serve all applicants in the correct order. So, according to our government, um, the correct order is serving those who have the most severe disability. I'm not providing support or speaking against the process. I'm highlighting the process because it's very strong words to say that those who are on the spectrum do not support our society, do not support our community, and do not become gainfully employed. It is to highlight, I'm saying this to highlight some of the hurdles that exist and some of the reasoning why those who are on the spectrum don't receive the services that they need in order to become gainfully employed in our community. All those in the most significantly disabled category will be served first, followed by everyone in the significantly disabled category, and then the disabled category. Those categories directly speak to category one, two, and three of the stages of autism. So those who are what we often call high functioning are on the bottom of the list of individuals who will receive help from vocational services. Then it goes on to talk about the waiting list. If the DOR does not have enough funds to serve your category, you'll be placed on a waiting list until your turn comes. If you are waiting on the waiting list, we will send you a letter every 90 days to tell you which category we are currently serving. As soon as we are able to serve your category, excuse me, we will let you know. You will then be served in order of the date you submitted your application. People wait years for vocational services, years, because of these wait lists, because of the lack of funding, because um, of where they land in the list of priorities. So before we go out there saying that the autistic community does not produce in our community, does not serve our community, does not pay taxes, does not have fun, does not have families, we need to learn the facts. It is not true. Autistic individuals love, they care, they have children, they contribute to our society, they pay taxes, they are gainfully employed, they are brilliant in their own right. Just because there's a deficit in one area does not mean that there's a deficit in every area. They do marvelous things in our community. History has shown that. History will continue to show that. Our future is brighter because we have neurodivergent people in our community. They are leaders, they are those who follow other leaders, and they are people who will continue to build our community and our society to be a better place. So continue to be empowered. My autists who are out there, continue to be great, continue to shine your light, continue to be exactly who you are unapologetically, because some of us see you, many of us see you, many more than those who oppose your existence in our society and try to demean you. Continue to shine, be bright. Thank you. Learn the facts before you speak, and continue, like I said, to just be empowered, because you are a light in our community and we love you. Be Empowered loves you. Thank you and have a great night.